Okay, thank you. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. Rosie and I are back for our second pendulum class. Thank you for those of you who joined us last time. Rosie, would you like to say hello to your audience?
Hola, ¿cómo están? Muchas gracias. Hoy vamos a hacer la segunda clase del péndulo. Muchas gracias por estar aquí. Y gracias a todos los que ya vieron la primera clase. Y si no has visto la primera clase, puedes ir a verla. Y qué bueno que estás aquí en la siguiente clase. Gracias.
Okay, and so just a recap for lesson 1. If you missed it, go back to our YouTube channels and you can watch it. We went over just basic introduction of the pendulums, and then we also went in and showed you how to determine if what it shows you for yes and for no, for positive energy and negative energy, and if you wanted to change that, how to reprogram that. So if you haven't watched that one yet, I'd start with that one and then come back and watch this one. So today we're going to do something that's kind of fun, and I love to do it to freak people out because it's just, I don't know, it freaked me out when I saw it. So I'm going to let Rocio recap that real quick for her audience, why I changed cameras, and I'll be right back with you. Go ahead, Rocio.
Ok, entonces en la clase pasada, ¿se acuerdan que vimos cómo íbamos a preguntarle al péndulo si nos decía que sí, si no, si había energía positiva o energía negativa? Y recuerden que también vimos cómo lo podíamos reprogramar, ¿ok? Entonces, bueno, en la clase de hoy vamos a hacer otras cosas muy divertidas. Entonces, pues bueno, vamos a empezar. Ahorita que Candy ya movió su cámara, entonces nos va a enseñar, ¿ok?
All right. So I've got my camera hooked up. For those of you that don't do YouTube, this is all very challenging for us. So I'm really impressed that it's even working. But anyway, so again, so this is a pendulum that I use. There are lots of different kinds of pendulums, but if you have one, go ahead and go get it. If you haven't already, get it out so you can practice this with us. So one of the things that she talks about in the lesson that that divination class I took is that words and colors and everything has energy. Everything has either negative energy or positive energy or somewhere in between. So kind of a fun thing to do, and this is kind of like a magic trick. So if you get a piece of paper or write down somewhere 2 words, they don't have to be opposites, but I just did love and hate. So we're going to ask the pendulum what the energy of these words are. Okay, so I'm going to hold it over the word love. Now, let me use this finger. The word love, and I'm just going to say, show me the energy of this word. And you can see it's going in a clockwise way, and for me, that means positive energy. Okay? So that means love is a positive word. So words are very powerful, either said, spoken, or listened to. Go ahead, Rocio, want to explain that?
Ok, entonces aquí vamos a ver cómo el péndulo nos sirve también para ver cuál es la energía. Ajá. Y por ejemplo, aquí lo que está haciendo Candy es que ella escribió amor y odio. Entonces, love. Y puso el péndulo y vemos cómo está girando en el sentido de las manecillas del reloj. Y se acuerdan que habíamos dicho que se había programado que en el sentido de las manecillas del reloj era positivo. Entonces, bueno, esto también es importante para que recordemos el poder de las palabras, tanto escritas como habladas y hasta pensadas, ¿ok?
Okay, now we're going to ask what the energy of this word hate is. And you don't even have to say the word, but it just has to be written down or you think it. But if you just say, show me the energy of this word. It's kind of hard to see it at the angle, but it is going counterclockwise, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get confused. Yeah, it's going counterclockwise. So that's showing me that it's a negative energy. That word has negative energy. So right there, that's pretty cool that these words, whether you say them or not, the pendulum will know what it is. So because I said that word and maybe I shouldn't have, it doesn't matter. You can say them or not. But here's the cool part. This is the party trick part. If you cross out that word, so now it doesn't say anything, and I say, show me the energy of this word. Use this finger. Show me the energy of this word. It doesn't move. It's not negative or positive. It doesn't have any energy anymore because we crossed it out. Isn't that freaky?
Ok, entonces...
okay, sorry. I forgot to give you a chance to speak, sorry.
Recuerdan que decía hate, ¿ok? Odio. Entonces, cuando Candy puso el péndulo, vimos cómo se empezó a mover en sentido contrario de las manecillas del reloj, que habíamos quedado que esa era una que nos mostrara energía negativa. Y después que se tachó la palabra, pudimos observar cómo el péndulo dejó de moverse. ¿Ok?
Yeah, it's confused. What are we doing? So counterclockwise. And then what is the energy of this word? So to me, I just think that's so cool. So if you want to try that, go ahead and try that at home.
Ok, ustedes pueden escribir de papelitos y pueden ver cómo se mueve su péndulo, ¿ok? Entonces, vean también cómo lo están moviendo. Ojalá y también hayan practicado la semana pasada, si pudieron hacerlo, cuéntenos también, escriban en los comentarios qué les ha parecido, ¿ok?
Okay, so that's just kind of, I think it's fun to show, but it just shows that everything has energy. And so I pulled some other things that I just wanted to show you to try. So like I've got this statue of Kuan Yin, and I just got it from the other day from the store. And sometimes if you buy things from somewhere, they might have negative energy, not because they themselves are energy, but maybe the last person that held it was mad or angry, or maybe the box it was in was mad, or who knows, but it could carry that negative energy. So I'm going to just test this and see what its energy is like. Do you want to explain that?
Ajá. Recuerden también que habíamos platicado acerca de que vamos a poder ver la energía que tienen los objetos. Recuerden que todo es energía. Entonces, bueno, aquí Candy nos está mostrando esta figura de Kuan Yin. Ella apenas la compró y no es que en sí la figura tenga una energía negativa, sino que puede ser que la última persona que la tocó o la caja en la que venía tenía una energía que no era la más adecuada, entonces simplemente la va a probar a ver qué es. Entonces, bueno, ahorita ya se está moviendo el péndulo. Okay.
Okay, so this is has positive energy, so that's good. I don't need to do anything with that one. And then I've got this crystal geo that I love because I just love it because it's big. And so let's see what its energy is. Oh, now see, it's coming up negative energy. Yeah. Okay, well, I don't want to have knowingly anything with negative energy, so I'll show you how to transmute and get rid of that and change it.
Ok, entonces, bueno, ya vimos que la estatua de Kuan Yin tenía una energía positiva, entonces, bueno, pues ya, así está bien, ya no necesitas hacer nada. Y este cristal que Candy adora porque está muy grande y lo está probando y vemos cómo el péndulo se está moviendo en dirección contraria a las manecillas del reloj. Entonces vamos a ver cómo podemos transmutar esa energía, ¿ok? Lo vamos a programar para que tenga energía positiva, ¿ok?
Okay, and there's not a wrong way or right way to do this. It's your intention, and depending on your strengths and your gifts. You could do it differently, but for me, I try to keep it simple. So I'll just say something like, at this time, I want to remove any negative energies from this crystal. It all needs to be removed. Removing all negative energies from this crystal and replacing those energies with positive energies of love, encouragement, joy, happiness. So replacing the energies to be positive, taking out any negative energies and replacing it to become positive.
Ok, entonces aquí lo que podemos hacer es también mantenerlo, hacer esta transmutación de energía de una manera simple. Lo más importante es tu intención. Ajá. Entonces puedes hacer una pequeña oración, un pequeño decreto, donde dices que quieres que este cristal o el objeto que sea tenga una energía positiva y puedes ponerle qué tipo de energía. Ajá. Entonces que sea de bendición, de salud, de bienestar, de valor, cualquier energía que para ti o que tú le quieras infundir a ese objeto, lo puedes ir diciendo y primero dices, bueno, limpio cualquier energía negativa de este cristal y lo voy a infundir con todas las cualidades que tú quieras poner, ¿ok? Y después, pues ahorita Candy lo está probando otra vez y ve cómo ya se está moviendo en el sentido de las manecillas del reloj. Okay.
Okay, and I should have mentioned it the first time, but I didn't. And I'll show you on the next one. But the first time that I spun this pendulum, I was taking out the negative energy. And so the pendulum was going in a counterclockwise position. And most of the time it does that for me when it's taking something out, when it's removing something. So when it slowed down and stopped, then I said I had the intention to replace it with those positive love energies. And so now it's going back in a positive rotation. So it's adding in those positive energies. And I just do it until I feel like it's winding down. So right now it's still going pretty strong. So Rosie, if you could just explain that. When it was taking it out, it was going counterclockwise, and putting in, it's going clockwise.
Ajá, entonces, no sé si vieron, ahorita la Candy lo explicó un poquito rápido, pero justo cuando estás quitando o cuando estás limpiando tu objeto de cualquier energía negativa, seguramente se dieron cuenta cómo el péndulo se estaba moviendo en el sentido contrario de las manecillas del reloj. Ajá. Entonces, tú lo que puedes hacer es así decir, bueno, quiero que este objeto se limpie de cualquier energía negativa y te esperas a que tu péndulo pare solito. Cuando para, quiere decir que ya lo limpió y entonces empiezas a decretar, bueno, quiero que este objeto esté lleno de energía negativa, de energía positiva, de energía de salud, de bienestar, de bendición, y seguramente tu péndulo se va a empezar a mover en el sentido en el que tú lo programaste para que fuera energía positiva, ¿ok? Entonces, pues se empieza a mover y lo que puedes hacer es esperar a que tu péndulo termine de moverse, porque entonces así quiere decir que ya tomó toda la, bueno, que ya impregnó todo el objeto con esa energía positiva, ¿ok?
Excellent. So this is a glass of water, and I just realized the bottom of it's pink, so it looks like a funky color, but it's clear, just normal water from my refrigerator. And so you can test your water to see if it's positive or negative. So I did this before. We'll see if it comes out the same. So this is just water from my refrigerator. We're just going to see if this is a negative energy or positive energy. So what is the energy?
Yeah, sorry.
No, no, I said, what is the energy of this water? Okay. Go ahead.
Ok, entonces esta es un vaso con agua, el agua que sacó de su refrigerador. Se ve un poco rosa, pero es más bien por el vaso. Y le está preguntando al péndulo qué energía tiene esta agua.
Okay, so as you see, it's not very positive water. It's pretty negative. So I'm going to go ahead and exchange that and cleanse and clear it. So at this point, my intention will be to remove any negative energies or pollutants or bad things from this water, remove all of this and clear it to zero. So we're going to clear all negative energies, all negative energies clear to zero. Oh, it's thinking hold on. There we go. We're going to clear to zero any negative energies that are in this water. So it's going the counterclockwise because it's taking out any impurities, anything that's harmful. It's going to take that out. When it slows down, we'll change it. Okay, so now at this point, I want to add in pure love energy, everything that's good for you. Give me substance, give me energy, give me vitality, give me hope, give me love, all energy that's positive. I want to infuse my water with positive energy. So when I drink it, it gives me good, loving energy and vibration. Whoops. Go ahead.
Ok, entonces aquí vimos como el agua, pues no estaba, no tenía muy buena energía, ¿ok? Se vio cómo estaba girando el péndulo en el sentido contrario de las manecillas del reloj. Entonces, bueno, mismo procedimiento. Ajá. Mientras está girando, vas diciendo que quieres sacar cualquier impureza, cualquier energía que no sea en tu más alto bien, cualquier algo que esté contaminado, cualquier contaminación en tu agua. Y ya que pare tu péndulo, ya que quitó todas las impurezas, entonces otra vez la puedes infundir con lo que tú quieras, con amor, con positividad, con que sea un agua que te va a causar bien, que te dé salud, que te dé bienestar, ¿ok?
Okay, the last thing I wanted to check was my, whatever this crystal's called, I don't know. And it does have a positive energy, so we don't need to do anything with that. If you want to increase the energy, you could. Let's go back and check. So this was one of the ones that came up negative. So I want to check now and say, show me the energy of this crystal. Oh, good. It worked. So it's still positive after we've cleansed it and removed any negative energy that was with it. We replaced it with loving energy. So now it has a positive vibration. And real quick, let's check the water, and then I'll let Rocio, let's just check the water. Show us the vibration of the water now that we've cleansed it.
Ok, entonces puedes volver a checar si la intención que pusiste, si quedó bien enraizada. Entonces vimos como en el cristal sí quedó bien el procedimiento que Candy había hecho, igual en el agua. Ahorita podemos ver cómo el péndulo se está moviendo en el sentido de las manecillas del reloj.
So yay, it worked. So you can reprogram things. If it has negative energy and you want to change it, you can totally just change it. So that was mostly what we wanted to show today. But also I wanted to just give you a little taste of some of the charts that we'll be sharing. This is a chart that I just bought online that you can buy, and it's made out of wood. It's kind of a little hard to read just because it's just etched in there. But as you can see, it has the yeses and the nos. It says check again and possibly. It has the days of the weeks on it. It has the months on it. It has a lot of information on here. It has the alphabet. It has the numbers. So you can ask this kind of, it's called a board, a dowsing board. And I will have a link to this particular one in the video down below that you can link to if this is something you like. I do like this one for doing kind of quick questions or asking what day of the week or what month. But this is just an example of just a cheap one you could make, or you could make one. But this is one that I bought. As you can see, it's just kind of thin and made out of wood.
Ok, entonces también con el péndulo podemos trabajar con ciertas imágenes. Ajá. Este es como una tabla donde no sé si alcanzas a ver, pero tiene, por ejemplo, sí o no, tiene a lo mejor, tiene prueba otra vez, tiene los días de la semana, los meses, tiene mucha información, para que entonces tú pongas la tabla y puedas checar con tu péndulo y ver qué es lo que te contesta. Y bueno, hay muchas tablas. Esta ella la compró en línea y nos va a compartir el enlace para que si tú quieres una como esas, la puedes comprar. Y si no, no hay ningún problema. O sea, tú puedes trabajar con tu péndulo en realidad sin ninguna tabla, ¿ok?
So there's two huge ways to show you that you can use your pendulum for positive and negative energy, for asking questions. This is another easy chart that in her class, she just wrote it out real easy. I kind of cheated and used a pre-made thing. And you could say, you could have it 1 through 10. I changed this into a percentage. So I have, 10% all the way up to 100%. So this is just an easy chart that you can use. I'm going to explain that one real quick, Rocio.
Mira, y también puedes hacer tú tu propia tabla. Por ejemplo, esta es muy sencilla. En la clase que tomamos, bueno, venía un poquito más complicada. Y aquí, por ejemplo, Candy lo que hizo fue poner porcentajes. Entonces va el 10%, 20%, hasta el 10%. Esto es algo que tú puedes hacer. ¿Ok?
So one way that I use this a lot, I got a shadow on there, is when I'm doing a healing, I might ask what percent of cleansing does she need in an area? Like if we're sensing that there might be some demon activity or some if we need to clear her aura. So I might ask what percent of this person, whoever I'm working with, what percent of their aura needs cleansing? And so that would be my intention when I asked it. So I'm just going to do it for myself right now. It's hard to tell from the angle I'm holding this. Hold on. What percent of my aura needs cleansing? And it's coming up 0 because I've done it like twice today. I've already cleansed myself several times. So at this point, I don't need it. But usually when I'm doing a healing or cleansing on somebody, I get a percentage. And I kind of have this neat little chart right here that I can do a pre one. So I'll just ask these questions and I'll mark what the percentage was. I'll do the cleansing and clearing, and then I'll do a post. And that's just documentation that it's gone down. So you can use your chart for something like that. You can practice, maybe even just any kind of question you can think of. You can use a simple chart like this to just get information. Go ahead and explain the part.
Ok, entonces, por ejemplo, Candy ahorita le preguntó a la tabla qué porcentaje. Esta tabla, por ejemplo, la usa mucho para cuando va a hacer sanaciones. Entonces, por ejemplo, pregunta, ¿qué porcentaje o qué tanto trabajo se tiene que hacer para limpiar el aura de esta persona? Entonces, sale un porcentaje. Y ahorita Candy lo hizo con ella misma y se quedó en ceros. Se quedó en ceros porque, bueno, dice que este día ya ha hecho 2 limpiezas de su aura. Entonces, bueno, ahorita no hay nada que hacer. ¿Ok? Pero entonces son tablas con las que tú te puedes guiar para ir preguntando. Y bueno, ella tiene una tabla adicional donde le va diciendo qué hay que hacer para, por ejemplo, para limpiar el aura de cualquier persona. ¿Ok?
Okay. And another simple one, and I got this from a site called Blue Sun Energetics. I like it because it gives me the vocabulary I need. But another thing that I'll check a lot of time when I'm working with somebody is to see what their human energy field is. And you can make one of these. You can use whatever labels you want. I've got a more complicated one that I use for myself that's got a lot of detail on it that, I'm just saying there's not a one answer to this. You can make it whatever it is, whatever you want to measure, okay? This one happens to be the megahertz scale, and it goes from 0 to 14,000. And it has stuff like, I don't know if you can read that. It says soul reabsorption, physical death, cancer, candida, flu, cold. So down here, you're not good. You're not in a good state right here. Okay, so you're sick. And then as you kind of come up in here, you get into the happiness scale, prosperity scale, and just going higher and higher and higher till you're the highest energy field you can be at. So this is something that I might ask. So I'm going to ask, I have a friend who I'm working with later tonight to do a healing. So let me just check and just see what her current energy field is right now, where she's functioning at right now. Let me see, I want to be able to see it.
Ok, entonces ella ahorita, esta es una tabla diferente porque aquí, bueno, te enseña los heads, ajá, que tiene de energía. Entonces, bueno, además tiene descripciones de emociones. Entonces, las primeras que están hacia la izquierda son como enfermedades, descripción de enfermedades, y quiere decir que pues en realidad no estás en muy buena forma. A partir más o menos como de la... un poquito más hacia la izquierda de la mitad, ya empieza a ser energía positiva. Ajá. Entonces, bueno, por ejemplo, ahorita Candy en unas horas va a hacer una sanación a una amiga y entonces está preguntando qué energía tiene ahorita su amiga. ¿Ok? Y miren, ya está saliendo, ¿ok?
Okay, so I know it's hard to read, but it was coming up in the cold and flu area. Now, I don't think that means she has a cold or flu. What I'm looking at is where are her numbers? She's in the high 50s. Okay, that's not a really good state. She's a very spiritual being. We want her to be very high, not in this low state. So that'll kind of give me a pre-number to look at before I test her, or before I cleanse with her and clear with her. And then after I cleanse and clear with her, I'll do it again. And hopefully it's going to be up to where we want to see it. So it's just kind of like a quick pre and post that you can just kind of get just for some data.
Ok, entonces, bueno, salió, ahorita que hizo la prueba, salió que estaba más o menos como en el rango de que tuviera como gripa. No quiere decir que tengas la enfermedad, simplemente quiere decir que a lo mejor no estás en tu nivel de energía o en tu nivel de vibración alto y obviamente es algo que quisieras cambiar. Entonces, bueno, ella va a hacer la sanación, o sea, ahorita ya probó esto, después va a hacer la sanación y cuando termine la sanación va a volver a probar en qué rango está para ver qué tanto funcionó, ¿ok?
Okay, so there's lots of different charts like that we can show you. Another thing that people always want to know or have an idea of, and I don't know how accurate, honestly, it is. It depends on the purpose of the person, I suppose. But people always want to know what extended entities they're from, or where, like, what have their previous lives been. Like, were you a fairy or a Pleiadian or Arcturian? Are you from Orion? Are you from Sirius? So this chart has a whole bunch of different beings on it that you might have resided as. So this might be something that I would do for a client to give them an idea of something they could look more into. I don't consider it all 100% accurate. My experience is that all of us have been many things, but at least gives them an idea of something to look into. I know when I started on my journey, I had no idea what the Galactic Federation was. I just did not know. So if I told you Galactic Federation was coming up, that's an area that you could look into.
Aquí hay otra tabla con información acerca de dónde, de cuál es tu origen, ajá, cuál es tu origen, de qué estrella, de qué galaxia vienes, o si vienes, por ejemplo, del reino de las hadas, si eres un ángel encarnado. Entonces, aquí vienen diferentes. Y bueno, igual, si alguien te pregunta, si alguien viene con esa duda de cuál es su origen. Igual puedes usar una tabla como estas, pero bueno, esto ya es un poquito más especializado y bueno, seguramente a lo mejor si te dicen que vienes de la Federación Galáctica, pues a lo mejor vas a tener que ir a buscar qué es eso, como Candy. Ok.
Hold on one second. I'm going to ask it real quick. If you don't mind, Rosie, I'm going to ask which one of these associate with you at this time. Is that okay?
It's okay.
Okay, let's see. Let's see. Do any of these expanded identities apply to Rocio at this particular time? Okay, I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of going between, it looks like it's going to the 8th dimensional one, which I'm not really sure what that means. If that means anything to you, Rocio. But that's something you could look into. And that's something you could explore more. So what I love about the chart is it kind of gives you some words and a way to get more information that you can explore.
Exacto. Entonces, bueno, ahorita para que mostrárselo a ustedes, Candy preguntó que yo de dónde vengo o cuál es cuál es mi origen. Entonces, o mi ser expandido, ¿no? Y salió octava dimensión. Entonces, bueno, la verdad es que pues vamos a tener que investigar más, ¿verdad? Porque ninguna de las dos estamos seguras de qué significa eso. Ok, y aquí Candy nos está mostrando cómo puedes hacer tú tu propia tabla, ok, no necesitas en realidad comprar o adquirir, ajá, ok.
So I'm just going to show you real quick that it doesn't have to be something you bought. It could be something real quick. If you're like my family and sometimes we can never decide what we want to have for dinner or where we want to go for dinner, instead of him-hawing about it for 20 minutes, you can just write it down real quick and say, okay, where should we eat for dinner? What should we have for dinner? Should we have pizza, burgers, Italian, and sandwiches? What should we have for dinner? Let me just ask my pendulum. Tell me pizza. There, we're having pizza. Enough said. Nothing else, the discussion is over.
Ok, entonces aquí como viste, Candy hizo una tabla súper sencilla que luego te ayuda a tomar decisiones. Ajá. Entonces ella escribió, ¿qué podemos cenar hoy? Luego, cuando te pasas mucho tiempo con la familia decidiendo a dónde vas a ir a comer o qué van a comer, pizza, hamburguesas, italiano o sándwiches. Entonces, bueno, el péndulo dijo que pizza. Y también estoy feliz con esa decisión.
Okay, let me come back real quick. Let me see if I know how. Hold on. I should have done that while you were talking. Okay, so that is basically what we wanted to talk about today. That is, again, talking about the power of different words, how they are very powerful. And if you write down a couple different words, these are the 2 words we chose today. You could use other words and just ask what kind of energy it is. But then the cool part is to cross one out and ask what the energy is, and then it won't move. It's weird. And then going through if there's things you want to check energy, especially crystals. I'm just learning about crystals. And so sometimes I don't know if they need charged. So that's maybe a quick way to do it. A quicker way to do it is if you had all your crystals there, you might have your pendulum up and say, which crystals need charging? And hopefully it'll point to the right one. Depends on what you ask it, what your attention is.
Exacto. Entonces, bueno, ya hoy vimos eso, ¿no? El poder de las palabras, pues hacer tus prácticas, ver y tachar una palabra, ver si el péndulo se mueve o no se mueve. Y también, por ejemplo, si tú tienes cristales, igual, y por ejemplo, Candy, que no tiene tanta experiencia con los cristales, o cualquiera, ajá, que de pronto vamos a la tienda, tenemos cristales, pues podemos ver cuáles necesitan más limpieza, cuáles necesitan cargarse, o también los puedes tú programar. Generalmente cuando compras un cristal y tú quieres que ese cristal te ayude a trabajar con cierto aspecto, entonces tú a través del péndulo ya lo puedes intencionar, ¿ok?
And I just had another thought, again, going back to the water. You can do that with any food. If you're eating meat and you want to cleanse and clear it and release that energy, the negative energy that might have come for that, if that's something you believe in, you can do that with your pendulum. So anything that you want to cleanse and clear, it's just like saying a blessing. But for me, the pendulum just kind of focuses that energy. You don't need the pendulum, but that's basically what you're doing.
Exacto. Entonces, igual, puedes limpiar cualquier otra comida. Ajá, ahorita no lo hicimos con el agua, pero también puedes limpiar, por ejemplo, si vas a comer carne y quieres limpiarla de cualquier energía negativa que traiga la carne, de cualquier energía de sufrimiento, pues bueno, lo puedes hacer. Es como dar una bendición. Al final no necesitarías el péndulo, sin embargo, es una herramienta que te ayuda a enfocar y a que la energía llegue como más directamente. Ajá, es una herramienta.
Okay, well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. I hope that was as fun for you as it was for us. Again, if you have questions or if there's something that you're confused about or if you're having problems, just let us know on our sites and we will address those with you. And if it's something that we get a lot of questions on, we can always do a little video on it. But I just want to make sure you're having fun with your pendulum and practicing. And again, if you need help, let me know. I'd be happy to get online and do a tutor with you if you're really frustrated. And I'm sure Rocio would too.
Exacto. Pues muchísimas gracias, muchas gracias por ver esta clase. Si tienes alguna duda, si quieres que te ayude, que te asista en usar tu péndulo, pues no dudes en contactarme, con mucho gusto yo te voy a ayudar. Entonces, pues muchísimas gracias. Esto es lo que queríamos hacer por esta clase. Y también si tienen dudas y de pronto surgen muchas dudas, igual podemos hacer un video específico para ir contestando las dudas, pero practica porque eso es lo que te va a ayudar a utilizar más el péndulo, ¿ok?
Okay. Thank you so much, Rocio. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, everybody else, for joining us. And again, we will see you next time. I think next time we're going to be looking at some more charts. And if there's something specific you want to ask, let me know. Actually, I take that back. We'll look at some charts, but I'm going to give you some of the verbiage and the words on what to say. Because for me, I kind of like the vocabulary. And so we'll share some of those on the very next class.
Ok, pues muchísimas gracias. Entonces, la próxima clase vamos a estar hablando un poquito más acerca de qué palabras puedes usar, ¿ok? Entonces, pues bueno, muchísimas gracias. Nos vemos en la próxima clase. Esperemos que esto te esté gustando mucho. Y muchas gracias por estar aquí. Thank you, Candy. Thank you so much. This is so much fun. So interesting.
Oh, good. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Okay, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.